Hey, it's Jeff Cairns, CEO of Hamilton's Reserve.
It's Ken Magis, and I am the CTO of Hamilton's Reserve.
So Hamilton's Reserve is actually trying to solve a few problems. As cryptocurrency is becoming more and more popular, there's lots of people that are holding cryptocurrency, and the current payment network doesn't make it very easy to spend that.
We're building a bridge that connects the merchant gateway to the blockchain gateway, whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever cryptocurrency we're trying to let a customer use, so that when they pay for something either on the internet or in a store, they can use a traditional payment card but take the funds out of their cryptocurrency account.
But there's a bigger problem that's looming in the background, which is as cryptocurrency becomes more and more popular, people will start to shift some of their assets and more of their assets into that. And for regular banks who don't have a cryptocurrency strategy and don't have a way to hold deposits, that puts a strain on their lending practices. And so we're providing a solution for banks to be able to become crypto relevant really quickly and take advantage of what's happening in cryptocurrency. So we're also giving the merchants a very interesting, more effective way to settle transactions fast, instantly, in fact, at a much lower cost. In fact, we can drive the cost to zero by using the blockchain to create an alternate settlement path. So we're really excited about it because I think it's ushering in a whole new era of how finance can work. And what we're trying to do is incorporate the legacy, bridge the legacy to the future.
My brother and I were trading crypto when Bitcoin was trading at about 16,000. We were sitting together one day and he asked me, now that I've got this money that I made, how can I use it to go buy a hamburger at McDonald's or a couple slices of pizza at Domino's? There are lots of ways you can do that. You can go to crypto.com or Coinbase and you can liquidate some of your crypto in the market. In other words, sell it, and then take the proceeds, move the proceeds onto the payment card, and then use the payment card like any other payment card. But because Jeff and I have a lot of experience in the payment gateway world, we were obsessed. That would be a good word. We were obsessed with figuring out a way to do this without all of those steps. The three profiles of customers that we're trying to reach at Hamilton's are consumers, so that they can get a better opportunity to both spend against their crypto holdings and earn more than they would earn if they were putting their money in a traditional savings account at a bank. The second one would be financial institutions, small banks, credit unions, who have an appetite for offering crypto services to their customers, but they haven't really got a clue as to what they would need to do to enable their customers to be able to hold, trade, sell, use cryptocurrency. And we make it super easy just by connecting their existing bank card to Hamilton's system. And then the third category would be the merchant, who's being charged what's called the merchant discount rate. Some people call it interchange, which is the fee that they pay for you using your credit card at their establishment. It can be anywhere between 2 to 5%, and getting that rate down to something close to zero by disintermediating all the points that are touched in the payment gateway and replacing that with blockchains.
Well, I guess, in business, sometimes the easiest decision is to go with people you can trust. From my days at Microsoft, I've worked with one of the CRO, Jeff McNeil, and that was always a great experience for me. But when you peel back the onion, you say, well, we're trying to develop a business that's got to channel through some very complex parties, banks and merchants. We've got to build code that's modularized. We got to build code that can snap in. We got to build code that's scalable. And the Crowdbotics approach and their drive to create low code, no code, highly configurable, modularized stuff is exactly the kind of architecture and approach that we need.
For me, the tipping point for sure was the PRD that we got, because it was way more in-depth than I expected it to be, way more in-depth than I typically see from other dev shops that I get quotes from.
The team at Crowdbotics naturally understood what we were trying to do, not just from a technical point of view. And they didn't try and, there wasn't this sort of thing, well, we have to try and force it down the automated route. We knew that that was probably a fool's errand at this point. The approach taken by Crowdbotics was to say, okay, we understand the business side of what you're trying to do too. So if we attack the problem this way, and we'll work with you to make investments to modularize this. There was really a keen sense of what we were trying to do commercially in the marketplace that translated to software development approach and needs. And Crowdbotics responded with just A+ quality output for us to make our decision, and the kind of commercial flexibility and approach that helps a young company like ours grow into what we want to become. So we just feel like the Crowdbotics is a natural extension of our team, if you will, as if they were our employees. We just because we're aligned not just technically, but also from a philosophical go-to-market business and how that technology has to translate and be delivered into that space.
Instead of having to go out and source an individual iOS developer, an individual Android developer, an individual back-end developer, an individual blockchain developer, everybody was in one team at one place on one call, and it just seemed like a very logical thing to do. So I'm super excited to, go forward.